he would step across the line. Habitually. He's a habitual line stepper.
You make me happy. Thank you all for joining us on the Habitual Line Steppers podcast. I'm Garrett Charles Langley Henson.
And I'm Terry Ricardo DeShazo II. What's good, man? We're back. Another one.
Yeah, a little bit of a longer break there with All-Star Weekend, no football. You know, we took some time off. But kind of like the NBA stars who barely participate, if you could even call that an All-Star Weekend. Terry, how many events did you watch from All-Star Weekend?
So I usually, it's because I'm not like a teenager anymore, so I don't really watch the celebrity game. I don't really watch the 3-point or the dunk contest really anymore. And by the time the weekend's up, and I think this, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know how long the actual All-Star game has been at 8 p.m. on Sunday, which seemed kind of late.
Right.
I watched a decent amount of the second half. I wasn't I already knew it was going to be, it's been kind of a waste of time for a while. So I wasn't like, oh, I have to watch the All-Star game. It was it wasn't really much else on TV. So I tuned in. It was entertaining. I'm not going to act like I was not entertained by what they were doing, but I knew I wasn't going to tune into a finals game or a real hard competition. So I knew exactly what I was going to watch. I knew what was going to happen on the screen. It wasn't going to be amazing. It wasn't going to be a really hard fought game. So I'm not too mad at it. What about you? What'd you watch, or what'd you get to watch?
I watched the majority of the events, to be honest.
Everything?
I guess I'm just a glutton for punishment.
Yeah, you watch the Falcons every Sunday, so for sure.
Exactly. It feels crazy that we're just 3 years removed for when Joel Embiid hit the game winner in All-Star. You remember the Elam ending? It came down to the last point, and Embiid was posting up LeBron. It was
you talking about the AD free throw joint?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Anthony Davis hit the free throw to win.
Yeah, well, that was the Kobe thing, though. So it's a little different. They were playing for Kobe. That was very Kobe inspired. So I mean, that format, honestly, I'd like better than them doing the whole East-West thing again. But I don't want to dive too deep until we start the convo. But go ahead. So you watched everything. You're crazy.
Yeah, I watched everything. I was not entertained when they asked
none of it.
Yeah, the gladiator shit. Are you not entertained? No, I was not entertained. My highlights All-Star Weekend included Anthony Edwards shooting left-handed in the skills challenge and hitting the side of the backboard.
Yeah.
He shot all of his shots left-handed and then got chastised by Wemby afterwards. And Anthony Edwards goes, "Come on, man, I'm just trying to have fun." To which Wemby replies, "Winning is fun." That was my first highlight. Second one was Scotty Barnes dribbling off his foot out of bounds during the skills challenge.
Yeah,
that was another high point of the weekend. Luka throwing an alley-oop to himself off the backboard in the All-Star game and getting hung on the rim. That was a nice moment. As well as Jokic faking out the crowd 2 times, acting like he was going to dunk it and then doing a damn finger roll.
Shout out Jokic.
In the All-Star game, Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards playing hot potato. Did you see that?
You said Karl Anthony Towns and who?
And Anthony Edwards played hot potato for 24 seconds and just stood right next to each other and passed the ball back and forth for 23 seconds before.
Nah, I missed that.
Yeah. They're literally standing right next to each other, passing the ball the entire shot clock. And then with 1 on the clock, Karl Anthony Towns bricked a 3. That was a great moment.
Wow. I missed that.
Karl Anthony Towns, he was on one this weekend. He loves scoring 50 in a loss. He put up 50 in a 20-point loss in the All-Star game and then complained that he was an All-Star game MVP in a 20-point loss.
He was chucking it up, for sure.
Jaylen Brown getting a 50 in the dunk contest for doing a left-handed windmill.
Bro. The dunk contest, we've gone over the dunk contest so many years, so it's it's whatever. You'll get a good one, you'll get a bad one.
None of these judges should be allowed to return. Whoever was judging this, you should not be allowed to return. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, they were wild, bro. What was the one that deserved a 50? I forget which one it was. The McClung one when he did he jumped over the dude, caught the ball, threw it up in the air for a second, then recaught it and then reverse dunked it. I was like, that's a 50. Easy. What did he get, like a 46 on that?
Yeah, 46.
I was like, what is going on right now? Like, you got to watch the replay. Am I missing something?
But, that's right after Jaylen Brown got a 50 for a left-handed windmill.
That was right after that. Wow.
Yeah, that's all he did is he bounced it and then did a self-oop left-handed windmill.
That was the Michael Jackson shit. Where he had the Michael Jackson glove on.
With the glove on. Honestly, what a weekend. And then the awesome. Actual only high point of the weekend for me was Trae Young nutmegging Kevin Durant.
Oh, you like that? What about the Steph versus the Sabrina 3-point joint?
I actually think that was the best event of the weekend.
Yeah, I was about to say that was actually not too bad.
Yeah, but all props to Steph, who had everything to lose and nothing to gain by taking on this challenge. There are so many players in the league. LeBron, who would never put themselves in a position like this where they could look foolish.
Is it LeBron's fault? We're going to blame LeBron now. That's what we're doing, Stephen A.
And then Steph came out there and dropped 29. I mean, come on. LeBron hasn't ever done the dunk contest. You think he'd do a 3-point shootout with a woman?
We talked about this, 4 or 5 years ago when I told you about the fucking, the high school dunk contest that I saw him in. The McDonald's All-American High School Dunk Contest where he sucked, even though he won. He won it, but I was like, this dude is really bad at dunking. He's just not good at doing creative shit.
Did they have the same judges that were judging Jaylen Brown this past weekend? Is that how he won?
No, I don't think so. But the judging system was crazy this year. But I mean, I don't know. You done? Anything else?
Nah, I think the Steph 3-point shootout was the best event by far.
No, that was awesome. I think they should actually add more of that. That'd be dope to see some of the top girl shooters versus some of the top guy shooters. Because Steph, he didn't even compete in the regular one this year, right? The regular 3-point shootout.
He was like, Dame, you can have that. I'm about to drop 29 in a battle of the sexes.
Well, that's the thing, because he hasn't won every single one that he's been in. So I guess, and it's not going to change who we think is the best 3-point shooter in the league. So, but it would be more entertaining if he was in it. But the Sabrina Steph shootout was pretty cool. She put up a 26, and then he had to get 29 to beat her.
26, which would have won the men's or the actual 3-point shooting competition. Yep. That was Damian Lillard's. So great performance by her. Even better performance by Kenny Smith, who said that she should have been shooting from the WNBA line to make it more fair, even though she put up 26.
Yeah, she put up an astronomical number, bro. Kenny Smith. It was one of those things where he just kept talking, and then he couldn't stop himself from talking. He was like, shit, whatever. I'm down the rabbit hole now. I might as well just keep going. We've all been there when you're just saying something, and you're just like, shit, I probably should have stopped talking 20 seconds ago. But here we are. Fuck it.
Well, to his credit, he shut the fuck up the rest of the All-Star weekend. He didn't have shit to say the rest of the time.
He was quiet. No, that event was great. Everything else was pretty subpar. The skills competition was a little stupid. They really didn't go for that. Usually some is okay, but I'm not one to watch that every single time. So I'm not sitting here saying really complaining about that. But
bro, Tyrese Maxey went the wrong way through the maze. And they had to send him back to the beginning. And then the next person after him, Paolo Banchero, went the wrong way again and got sent back to the beginning.
That's hilarious, man. Yeah, I didn't even watch that. I didn't even watch the highlights of that either. I didn't watch any of that. To be fair, not anything.
The highlights was Anthony Edwards saying going into All-Star weekend, I'm only going to shoot with my left hand in the All-Star game, was turned into shooting 3 threes in the skills challenge with his left hand, none of which came remotely close to hitting rim.
Yeah, shout out to the most competitive player in the NBA, Anthony Edwards. I guess is that narrative gone now? I mean, dude, we've been, these MJ comparisons and all that shit. That shit's a little crazy to me now. Just saying. I mean, he was almost, I would say, trying so not hard. I don't even know how to put this in a sentence. He was trying the least. Yeah. The least. It was worse than Jokic. It was worse than Luka, and then he never tried. in the All-Star games, and he was doing like nothing.
Well, the thing with Jokic and Luka is that they just seem lost during the All-Star game. They're like, I just don't know how to play this type of basketball. I'm not sure what I should be doing here. Anthony Edwards seemed like he was intentionally trying to submarine the entire weekend.
Yeah, he kind of did. It was pretty silly. And then Cat was just, I mean, I don't really know what Cat was doing. He was really going for it.
He was like, hey, we're down 35 in the fourth quarter. I'm about to take 11 shots in a row.
He was shooting way too much, man. It was kind of crazy, but I was kind of entertained. I'm not going to lie. Like, I enjoy watching them just fuck around. They're so athletic. It's just like, I'm not going to not watch it and be like, I don't. It is what it is. We're not going to get the like 0-1 All-Star game anymore. So I don't understand what people's gripes are. Plus,
we got to change it up, dog.
But 11.7 million people watched it. So
That's
it's like
possible.
you can't watch it. It was on all platforms. I saw the numbers. You can't watch the game and then complain about it. You got to complain. Like, I complained about the World Cup and I didn't watch it.
What are you talking about? I watch the Falcons every Sunday and I spend Monday complaining.
That's you. I wasn't talking about you. Did you watch the All-Star game? You watched the whole shit?
I turned it off in the third quarter. I was like, this is a waste of my time. I could be doing something rewarding, like taking out the trash or jacking off.
If people don't complain about it if you're gonna watch it. Like, I find legitimately, like I said, I didn't watch the World Cup. I complained about it, so that's what you're supposed to do. Like, if you don't like a product, don't buy it, don't watch it, don't look at it, don't even look at the highlights. Don't do it. If you want them to change shit, you actually have to make them change it. You can't just complain about it. Now, when you complain about it, they change the format to, all right, I'm going to pick a guy, and then you pick a guy. They got two captains. I don't understand why they did captains this year. It's fucking stupid because you weren't picking the teams. But the East and West shit is kind of trash.
Do you have any ideas on how to fix this? Do you have any idea on how to make this game better or more competitive?
First, it starts with the fans. And then second, honestly, bro, I just think that the weekend it's watered down. I think, honestly, they just do too much like marketing and media and advertisements and just throughout the whole week. Like, it's like just fucking exhausting. And then they finally have to play in this fucking game, which they don't really care about. And everyone just complains about it anyways. But as far as fixing it, bro, I have no idea. I mean, you just kind of have to change the format every couple of years or so. Because like I like what they did with the captain shit, to be honest, and like picking dudes. I thought that actually it worked for at least 1.5.
I liked it too. I don't know if we need to televise it for 2 hours before the game starts. Like I think you guys can just pick the teams and tell us who's on the teams. I don't think it needs to be like a decision type event.
They're always going to show it on TV. But go ahead.
And then the other thing, the dunk contest, Jaylen Brown was the only player in the dunk contest who had more than 8 dunks in the NBA.
All right, so what's your gripe with that? Because some years is good, some years is bad. I mean, I just think that you've seen so many dunks, it's always going to be hard for people to keep creating new things over and over and over. But like, some of them are good. Like the Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine one was not that long ago. Matt McClung put on a show last year. Like literally last year, he put on a show, and it was awesome.
He's also not an NBA player. Like,
I don't give a fuck. These other dudes aren't going to do it. Jalen Green sucked. We wanted him in, and he was horrible in it. It's not like
the G League has their own dunk contest. They have their own separate event. Why is
you want to get entertained?
His brother and Mac McClung 2 of the 4 participants in the NBA Slam Dunk Contest?
Because Obi Toppin sucked in it. Obi Toppin did it, and he wasn't even good.
I would rather watch John Collins kick the hat off a Tuskegee Airman again rather than watch this.
Bro, the thing is, nobody wants to do it, though. That's the problem. So if like nobody wants to do it, we should just do an ultimate competition of dunkers. Because if the top dudes aren't going to do it, I just want to see amazing shit.
Nobody gives a fuck. You could already go on YouTube and watch all these professional
but
dunkers
if you put it on,
nobody cares. What we care about is seeing the stars do them.
They're going to watch it.
They're not. They already had the slam dunk champion contest on TNT where they had dunkers from all over the world. You know how many people watch that shit? 200.
200 what?
200 people in the world watch that fucking dumbass street ball dunkers competition.
That's not true, man. They watched it. All I'm saying is look, bro. Like, don't blame LeBron. Don't blame
I'm blaming LeBron.
don't blame all these dudes that haven't gotten it. I'm saying like if you got to get the dudes within their first or second year, and if you can't get them, then it's done because we haven't seen Ja, we haven't seen Zion. Those are like super high flyers. I can understand Zion; he's always hurt and shit, but Ja not being in it is kind of weird.
I'm proposing a rule change, Terry.
What's going to be the rule change? You want Wemby in it next year?
No. Well, actually, I wouldn't mind. It would be interesting just to see a 7'5" guy compete like that.
Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't try to do Spud Webb type dunks and does some of the old Dwight Howard shit where it's just like, look how high I can touch on the fucking backboard. But I think if you have played in 5 All-Star games or less, you should be required to participate in one of the events for All-Star Weekend. If you want to be in the game and you haven't done it 4 times already, you have to do the 3-point contest or the dunk contest. You have to. Sorry.
5 or below.
And I wouldn't mind having some guys who really can't dunk out there so we could finally get some realistic scores. Put Luka in the fucking dunk contest and give him a 36. All right? That would be more entertaining to me than watching Obi Toppin's brother do nothing.
Oh, man. I saw Obi Toppin's brother. He had like this dunk he wanted to do, but they didn't show it because he didn't make the final. He didn't make the final, so.
For Jaylen Brown's second dunk, they just didn't show it. They were like showing the crowd. And then they're like, oh, he dunked it.
I didn't watch it, so
they had to come back.
Tripping.
They're like, wait a minute, Jaylen Brown just he had his dunk.
I'm not tripping. I didn't watch it. I mean, like, dudes have disappointed us in the last how long have we been really, really complaining about it? Since after Dwight Howard won, maybe, possibly?
Yeah.
Or has it kind of just been in between years? Like, that shit sucked. We don't like it.
I feel like after Nate Robinson is where it really just kind of fell off.
When he did it like 4 fucking times.
Yeah. And that was the beginning of the end for me with the slam dunk contest.
At least he tried to do it, though. I mean, I really don't know what to do. If you can't get like these star dudes in the first or second year, they're not going to do it. Like Kobe did it his rookie year.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe make the limit 3 All-Star games. If you played in 3, you're exempt. If you haven't played in 3 already, you got to do the 3-point shootout or the dunk contest.
Why hasn't Anthony Edwards done it once?
Because LeBron made it uncool.
No, bro, stop saying that. There's been a bunch of guys that haven't done it. No, stop.
No,
I'm not trying to hear that shit.
That's not true. There's never been a best player in the world that refused to do it. That's not true.
Fred Jones, garbage. There's never been a best player in the world to refuse to do it. What are you talking about? LeBron's the only dunker. Did Dwayne Wade ever do the dunk contest?
Was he ever the best player in the world?
I'm just saying, though. But is he a high flyer that's a great player?
Bro, before LeBron, all the legends did it. And he's the same class as LeBron.
That's not true.
So LeBron
Jordan, it was Jordan and Dominique Wilkins. That's it. Name one great after that. You going to Vince Carter? He's a great dunker. Now I want to see dudes like that.
T-Mac.
Name another person after. T-Mac, he did it. He did it with Vince Carter. But T-Mac, that was his second year in the league.
That's what I'm saying. They all did.
Bro, it's his second year in the league, though. We didn't even think he was going to be good. He was out of high school. He was scoring like 12 points a game.
So
LeBron was already at 20 points a game rookie year.
Tell me you wouldn't be more interested in a dunk contest that had, let's see who are the younger players who made it for the first time. Tyrese Maxey. I'm drawing a blank. Who Scotty Barnes. Trae Young. Let's see if you could dunk it all. Like, it would be more interesting to me to just see what the stars have in their bag than to watch a bunch of YouTubers go out there and do dunks from NBA Live 06.
I'm not about to watch fucking, no. I want to see high flyers, bro. They put in dudes who can dunk. What do you, what's the,
I don't understand why people didn't even have high flyers this year. They didn't, what dunk wowed you? It was the Mac McClung one that got a 46, and he's not even an NBA player.
Bro, the dude who did the fucking 360 between the legs that got a 47, that was Toppin's brother? Yeah. What about that dunk? Were you impressed by that? I was like, oh, that's a 50. That got a 46.
Yeah, the judges was crazy.
You know how hard it is?
He should have been. It should have been him and Mac McClung in the final. There's no doubt about it. It should have been.
And we would have seen amazing shit. The scoring was really bad. I'm just saying, don't blame LeBron because Kobe was a rookie. Tracy McGrady's his second year. LeBron didn't do it his first 2 years. That was it. He wasn't going to do it again. I don't like how he lied when Dwight was doing it. He was like, I will put my name in it and didn't do it. I mean, that's my one gripe, but I'm not about to blame him for everyone else.
Hey, everybody plays follow the leader. He's the leader.
Dwayne Wade. Where was Dwayne Wade?
Cool.
Where was D Wade at? They came in the same year.
Exactly.
They came in the same year, though. He didn't.
Yeah, he's like the rookie of the year. LeBron doesn't want to do it, or Carmelo Anthony.
so since 03, huh? Melo can't jump.
Yeah.
So since 03, no stars.
I feel like that would make it more fun to have like one guy in each one who can't really do it. Like now honestly, we actually get to see what the real scores are.
No. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. After Jordan's last one, I think it was pretty garbage until Vince Carter, but we just didn't have the internet to talk about it.
No, you're right. It seems like there's a great one like every 10 years.
Nah, not 10. I mean, the one last year was good. What are you talking about?
I said a great one. And it was.
What about the one John Wall won?
That was decent. That was good.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
And then the Aaron Gordon Levine was what? 18, 16? When was that?
Yeah. That was the last great one that we had. Before that
one was amazing.
It was the Dwight Superman one. I like the one where JaVale McGee went against Gerald Green and DeMar DeRozan.
That was dope. Gerald Green. See, Gerald Green never really gave us like amazing shit too, to be honest. Like amazing shit. For how he can jump, he never really killed it.
I mean, he blew out a cupcake that was sitting on a fucking rim.
I mean, dudes weren't killing it. Honestly, as we sit here right now, though, there's really nobody that I'm really interested in seeing besides Ja and Zion. Because, like,
let's go other way then next year. Let's have a dunk contest with, like, Luka, Jokic, fucking Sabonis.
Nah, hell no.
And Grant Williams.
I want to see, low-key, Scoot Henderson needs to get up in that shit next year once he becomes a better player.
Shaedon Sharpe, who's declined it 2 years in a row.
Yeah. I want to see Shaedon Sharpe, but he's too big. He's big time. 6'5", he'd be amazing. Besides that, maybe if Ant Edwards want to get in it. Jalen Green sucked, so I guess I don't want to see him again. John Collins, has he ever been in it? I want to see him do it.
Yeah, remember he kicked the wing off the airplane.
Oh, that's right. Was it good? I really don't remember.
No, it wasn't good.
See, that's the thing though. Like we got high flyers in there, and low key they've sucked. Like they really have just been bad. And then Dame did it. He was good too.
At least it's been entertaining watching like notable people fail. You know what I mean?
I got you. So you just want a star in it. I just don't think there's that many stars that are high flying like that though. It's just Josh Zion.
So you don't like my first suggestion. That's okay. Second suggestion to fix All-Star Weekend. We both agreed the best event was the Steph versus Sabrina 3-point shootout. And I think that the reason that was so good is because there was pride involved. There was pride on the line, and it caused like each competitor to ratchet up their game to a higher level of intensity. I think we need to bring this sense of pride back into the game. What do you think about next year doing a USA versus the World All-Star game?
I like the idea. I think they should switch it up every year, to be honest, to make it to where it's going to be interesting. Because I think that idea would work. And then the other thing about it, though, was like the only complaint the players were saying about that was that the World dudes didn't deserve, like the back end of their roster wouldn't deserve to like be on the team. And also, though, because Embiid's an American now or whatever, so I don't really know what they're going to do with that.
Yeah, he'd be America. We're claiming
Jokic and Luka, man, if they don't take it serious, this shit could fall flat on everyone's face.
Hey, they might take it serious, though, if they're out here having a chance to show America that the world has caught them, you know?
I don't know, man, because it's just them two. I mean, who else? Like the Franz brothers?
Giannis? Wemby?
Giannis was playing around. Wemby, if he makes it.
I love the Wemby hype. He ain't going to be playing around.
We'll see. I like the idea. You just got to... I want them to switch it up every year, though. Switching it up every year would be
Scotty Barnes, SGA.
I hear you.
It's cool. It's a deep pool. I
but
think
the two top guys got to take it serious, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And
if they don't, it's over.
I feel like if you just bring some like nationalism into it, some pride for your country, like it may not work, but at least I feel he has a better chance of getting them to care than what we're.
I like the idea, though. Yeah, I think everybody has that like same idea. I think it'd work. It'll work. Hopefully it would. I don't know. We'll see. You never know with these fucking players, man. When Ant Edwards doesn't take it serious, I'm just like, all right, man, it's fucking just done. It's cooked. And I really don't understand it because you can't blame LeBron for this one because he's played hard in some of the All-Star games before. He's made some competitive on his own, to be completely honest. So I don't really know like where this we don't give a fuck thing has come from. It's very strange to me.
Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns playing hot potato for 23 seconds.
Now, last year's was bad. The year before that was bad. When did it start? Like being really bad though.
I think it was 2 years before Kobe died. It started falling off a cliff.
It was a little crazy.
Then that Kobe one was good, and it's like, oh shit, the All-Star game is back. We saved it. No, we didn't save it.
They
only played hard one time.
Yeah, that one was amazing.
But it's almost worse for us that we had that because it showed us like what it should be like and how great it is when they actually try. And even Adam Silver after the game, he was like,
he was pissed.
He was like, to the East, you guys broke the all-time points record in the All-Star game.
Here you go.
Congratulations.
Nah, it was hilarious, bro. Oh, man, it was such a good time, man. I don't know. I can't complain. I watched it, so it's like hard for me to say anything.
All right, you ready for my last idea to fix it? And this is the most radical one.
One-on-one competition?
No.
We need to get rid of the skills challenge. Go ahead.
5-minute games, best of 7 series. Split each team into teams of 6 for each game. The
like
first
the rookie
game,
sophomore?
Except that there's like you're still competing. It's still East against West. It's just like the first 6 and the last 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it would all, but it just like the rotation, so more players can stay fresh. They can be engaged. You know, you get the hometown people get to watch Trae Young play for more than 8 minutes in an All-Star game. 7-game series, 5-minute games. Mm-hmm. The first and the 7th game have normal rules. All the others have like different scoring. You remember in FIFA how they're like headers and volleys count 3 in some modes, or shots from outside the box. Do some shit like that. So like you could do the second game, there's a 4-point line. The third game, dunks are worth 3. The fourth game, post-ups are worth 3. The 5th game, all ones. The 6th game, blocks and steals are worth 2 points. So I don't know, but something like that where the rules are a little bit different every time to try to encourage them, to lean into whatever the theme is for that game. And then the 1st and 7th game are just regular. What do you think about that idea?
Nah, I think it's a clown show. I don't honestly, bro, I don't think we can do East and West. I think you have to look at the rosters and see what's going to be the most competitive. Because when you look at the rosters, the West is mopping the East. Realistically.
They lost by 30.
That's because LeBron played a couple minutes. KD's old, doesn't give a fuck. Jokic, doesn't care. Luka doesn't care. Steph was clowning the whole game. And Edwards, of course, didn't do shit. Kawhi and Paul George barely played. Yeah,
they really mopped the East.
That's your whole roster. But I mean, come on, bro. Look at the actual rosters and be like, tell me the East is better. They got Giannis and the rest are, whatever. Tatum. Come on, bro. Stop it. Giannis and Tatum can beat Luka, Jokic, LeBron, KD, Steph, SGA, and Edwards. Like, come on. Devin Booker, Paul George, Kawhi. Like, come on, stop it. You just got to look at the roster and see what's going to work. I think the world versus USA.
What if we had the 7-game series, but there was like a bonus for each different game that you won that you could give to a player like on your roster? Yeah. So it's like, what if, we could give $100,000 to one player, you know what I mean, that you guys select. You know what I mean? So we give Yuta Watanabe an extra $100,000 because Kevin Durant was the high scorer during the second minigame.
That'd be dope, but I don't know if they're gonna go for all the shit though. I have one idea and it'll work for sure.
Okay, what is it?
Play hard or I'm not gonna have a break. We're gonna be playing NBA games the next fucking day.
Wow. Wow.
If this game isn't good, if this game isn't in between 5 points, if it's not a good competitive game, no break. You get the All-Star break, and then right after that game, we start playing again.
You know what? I
Or
actually
fuck
love
off.
it.
Because they got what, like, they got 4 days off after the game, right? Or 3 days, something like that?
3 days, yeah.
Yeah, like, come on, guys. You got to do
love
something.
It. No more carrot. It's time for the stick. All right? We tried everything in the world to incentivize you to play hard. If you don't want to play hard, you know what? Then you're probably going to take an L on the road the next night.
Yeah, I mean, just forget about it. Like, if you guys don't want to play, fuck it then. Like, you guys make it non-competitive. Go ahead and rest. If you guys want to rest, we'll have the game. You can do your whole fun boogity-bop bullshit, and then we'll play games.
I love
your
it.
little break is gone.
That's the best idea I've ever heard regarding this, Terry. Where have you been this whole time?
I mean, I'm here. I just don't like people complaining about shit when they're watching it. Don't watch it. I'm not complaining about it. I'm not complaining. It was fine. It was whatever. Dame Lillard shooting half-court shots. That shit was awesome. Motherfucker hit like 3 of those. That shit was dope. Hey, Jokic and Luka. Shout out to them. They don't give a fuck. Don't let them play then.
They don't know how to act, man. They didn't know what they were doing out there.
Honestly, bro, if you don't want to play hard, just don't play them in the game. Like, the coaches can see that they don't give a fuck. Just play. Trae Young wanted to play.
Yeah.
Let the dudes who want to play. Let them play 40 minutes because you get 3 days rest after. If they let those dudes play hard, at least that'll be fun to watch. If y'all want to watch dudes play hard, play the dudes who just got their first, second, or third All-Star. They'll probably play hard for you. Everybody else, they don't care. LeBron will probably never care about this shit again. He's in his 20th year, and he should be exempt from it. Possibly even KD and maybe Steph. But everybody else, there's no excuse.
So you're suggesting that Doc Rivers finally figures out how to have a workable rotation in the All-Star game before he does it in the regular season?
Well, first of all, he shouldn't have been able to coach the team. They probably should have go ahead and delegated that to somebody else. Like, I know it probably was like a short notice and other coaches might have been, already had their vacation plans and shit, but there should have been a loophole to be like, Doc, fuck off. Like, you're not going to play in this. You're not going to coach in this. This is fucking ridiculous. But honestly, man, yeah, I don't know. I mean, USA versus the world, I think, is the next bet that'll probably work the most. And then after that, you just evaluate it just to see like what will work and what won't. But I like the tinkering. Like, keep tinkering with it.
We're going year to year.
Yeah, because East versus West wasn't it.
No.
East versus West was not that wasn't the move. Like, come on, bro. And stop doing the shit in Indianapolis and fucking Toronto. Like, it's cold. Nobody wants to be there. What's the point?
Indianapolis.
It's February, dude.
I don't know. It is one of the top 230 cities in America.
Look. No, I'm not shading Indianapolis as far as like a good city to visit for a regular civilian that makes, $200,000 and under. That's a great fucking place to go.
Fucking potato festival.
Yeah, that's a great place to go. Honestly, no, it really is like a dope city. It's walkable, it's dope. But as far as like
Evans everywhere.
As far as millionaires are concerned, honestly, bro, I would say do it in all the southern-based cities besides, even like, before I get too deep into it, even when Charlotte did it, right? Remember when Charlotte had the All-Star game before they had got it taken away and then they got it back?
Yeah, and everyone left and went to Atlanta by midnight.
It was whack. Yeah, because Atlanta was too close. It was a fly away. And Charlotte is a fucking dope-ass million-person city in America. How about this? Every All-Star game is going to either be Vegas. I know New York is cold, but I like New York. Be Vegas, New York, LA. Let's go global. Paris. Why not Paris? Why don't we do some freaky shit? London? That'd be dope as fuck.
Terry, if they played an All-Star game in Paris and it's a blowout and they got to play the next night in Utah.
Hey, you got to make it a show, son. I'm trying to make it a show, and if you guys decide to do bullshit, I'm switching up the schedule. Come on. You give me full flex. Because David Stern, when did David Stern fully retire? When was his last year? I really don't remember. I'll look it up while I'm talking.
I don't know.
But like, I feel like
2014, 2015, 16. I don't know.
I feel like most of the All-Star games when he was the commissioner, they were
pretty decent.
Really good. Yeah. And I love Adam Silver, but very fucking lenient. Yeah, he was done in 2014. Yeah, I think they were still decent up until then.
Yeah. I agree.
I said, I like the global shit too, but USA versus the world, that's the next one. That's it.
Adam Silver used the stick, not the carrot. I like your idea, Terry. Let's stay on Doc Rivers though, because he was his name was in the media this week with JJ Redick going in on him in First Take. He Doc Rivers said that taking the Bucks job has probably been more difficult than I thought. And he said he joined them at the most difficult, hardest time of the year, a week before the All-Star break. JJ Redick, he went in on Doc. He said, I've seen the trend for years. The trend is always making excuses. Doc, we get it. Taking over a team in the middle of the season is hard. Just like getting traded in the middle of a season is hard for a player. We get it. But it's always an excuse with you. It's always you throwing your team under the bus. Now, JJ came under fire from a bunch of different NBA players, Pat Bev especially, because they said that Doc kind of saved his career and gave him a platform with the Clippers. What do you think about JJ's comments? Were they inbounds? Were they out of bounds? Were they correct and he just wasn't the person to say it? How do you feel about the whole situation?
Nah, they're inbounds and they're correct. Like, if you guys want to have an honest, great media platform on ESPN, because you're going to be competing with these players podcasts who are doing pretty great, and everyone else who has a YouTube channel just like us, like that can just talk shit almost every single day and actually speak freely. This is what you got to do. Like, I know you're not going to like it, NBA players, but he wasn't lying, was he? Has Doc choked a bunch of 3-1 leads? Yes.
Yep.
Has Doc always likes to say, not always, but I don't like when he's just like, well, the players got to play. You also have to put them in positions. Call timeouts when they're appropriate, know which rotations work and which ones don't, and are able to just like coach, bro. You can't just like have this one Celtics championship in which you had 3 of the top 15 players in the league at that time and just stand on that for the rest of your career. That's not a thing. Like, regular media members have been saying this for a long time. It's just an NBA player hasn't said it out loud on a huge media platform. So I agree with him 100%.
I do too, man. And, Doc going on the Bill Simmons podcast and talking about, at Game 7, I was trying to tell Joel Embiid, you got to be on the ball. You got to get on the ball more. Like, you're going to put all this on Joel Embiid. You know what? You're the actual coach of the team. Like, you want him to get the ball more? Challenge his manhood. Challenge his legacy in front of his eyes. You know what I mean? Inspire your players to play with passion and with strength. Call plays that put the ball in his hands. Put out lineups that will give him the ball. He's out here acting like he was a damn referee, just an innocent bystander in the game. And he was like, well, all these Game 7 losses, they just happened to me. I was just dancing with a bitch. And boom, I lost Game 7.
Hey, man, my favorite is when he just like, I didn't know what he was doing out there. I was like, then change it.
Yeah.
Talking about you a fan. Hey, I want to get Bill. I didn't know what you were doing out there, Bill. Yeah, I was flabbergasted. Change it then. What are you talking about? This guy's great. Yo.
Oh, I'm Blake. It's also on Chris Paul and JJ and DeAndre, but not on me.
But yeah, I think we both agree on what he said, so it's not that big a deal for us. But as far as the Pat Bev thing and what he said about JJ, some of it is true, but it's not entirely true. Like, he started to find his way in Orlando, so I think honestly, wherever he went, he would have been fine. Because at that time, shooting is always a premium, but at that time in the league, it wasn't really like I feel like now there's 30 to 35 dudes that can knock down threes consistently. Like, back then, it might have been, 10, 15 maybe, if you're stretching it, if I say 20, but it really wasn't that many guys that were knocking it down like he was. So he would have found his way. Pat, shout out to Pat Bev for trying to protect his guy. Doc is his guy, so I get it. But
he managed to do fine under Brett Brown, didn't he?
Yeah, he was good. He was good in Philly. When they traded him away, I was like, why? Put shooting around. Philly fucked Embiid. I'm not gonna lie. Philly fucked that whole situation up, but that's regardless of whatever's going on.
I was telling him, get on the ball. I don't know what he was doing.
Doc is an idiot. I do, for Doc's sake, because this might be the last straw. I really hope they do well, but his track record is just not good, man. I don't want him to fail in his face again, man. This shit'll suck, honestly.
Hey,
But
at least that defense is trending in the right direction. At least he's starting to get that defensive end of the court together, even if the offense has fallen off a cliff since he took over. But you know what? He can't control that. You know, that's all on Damon Giannis. And I'm probably sure he didn't know what they were doing out there in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Hey, and honestly, bro, talent-wise, what, you think this is the second best team he might have? I think Giannis is probably the best player he's ever coached, if we're looking at it objectively. Yeah. I know it's still kind of young in his career, but this is probably the best player he's ever coached. Dame, you got 2 all-star starters, 2 all-NBA guys in the same season, because I think Ray missed some of them when he was playing at Boston. So, this might be the best team he might have coached ever. If he fucks this up, welcome back to ESPN, my boy.
When he fucks this up.
I can't say that.
Speaking of teams going downhill, my Atlanta Hawks, Terry, dealt a major blow this week. Trae Young tore ligaments in his fingers and hand and just had surgery yesterday. He's going to be out at least a month, possibly 2. He'll get reevaluated in 5 weeks. The Hawks, as we love to do, are clinging on to a play-in spot for the 3rd year in a row in the East. I feel like this injury actually kind of could be a blessing in disguise for them. And I'll tell you why.
Wow, I agree with you. Go ahead. I thought you were going to go the other way.
No. First reason, this is the last year that we own our pick before we lose him for 3 years because of the DeJounte Murray trade. So if there's ever a time to tank and get a better pick, it is this year. Secondly, we need to see how these other players on the team can respond to have a greater role and like more of an offensive creation burden on them. You know what I mean? I want to see can Onyeka Okongwu be a legitimate starter in the NBA. No more Clint Capella. I want to see, without Trae Young on the floor, can DeAndre Hunter tap into a more aggressive version of himself that we see every 4th game but doesn't arrive with consistency? I want to see, can Jalen Johnson take the next step? So far, it's looked pretty good. Had a triple-double with like 20-something points in the first game after Trae Young was out.
Yeah.
And can DeJounte Murray get back to his lead guard status where he was an all-star point guard for the San Antonio Spurs instead of where he's in an environment where he has to play your turn, my turn basketball as the second guy for the Atlanta Hawks? And then finally, can the Atlanta Hawks have a credible NBA defense now that people are not hunting Trae Young all the time? Is Trae Young the actual reason why we can't guard anybody? Or can this team just not guard and he's just been scapegoated? If this defense jumps up to like around 15 to 20 in the league, I feel like, you know, that could be a statement that it's on Trae. If they stay 20 to 30th in the league on defense, when you really don't have anyone out there that you can quote unquote pick on every possession, it's not a Trae problem. It's a roster problem.
Do you know where you guys are right now defensively, like in the ratings?
I would imagine 30th.
Okay. Gotcha. That's crazy.
That's just me guessing. I'm not sure.
30th?
Yeah, last would be my guess.
How are you last and still have a 26-32 record? That
top 3 offense.
That was the top 3. Shout out to Quinn Snyder, right?
Yeah.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done, man. What do you think about the Hawks these last 2 months with Trae out? What is this going to tell you?
It's going to tell me what I've been telling you for a while. And I'm sorry to say it. I think Trae Young's out of there, dog. Because I think what is exactly about to happen is that either one of them needed to go, DeJounte or Trae, because they don't work together. Said it when you acquired them. Had a great video about it. You know, me and you argued back and forth. I kind of look like I'm right in this situation, but
you're definitely right.
Yeah, with Trae Young out, I think the Hawks are going to be a really good team, bro. So this year, so far, you're 4-3 without him, and the teams that you beat were Miami, Sacramento, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta look at this shit one more time. You beat Miami head to head. And you beat Orlando. My bad. You beat Orlando, Utah. Detroit doesn't count. They fucking suck. But you beat 2 playoff teams, and then Utah's not like an easy team. You lost to better teams, but I'm not going to name them. Honestly, bro, I think you're better off, man. Like, one of them needed to go, like I said in the beginning. But Trae Young is so fucking bad at defense. Like, I know DeJounte's stats this year and last year aren't great. Like, his numbers aren't great. But we know he has capability of being a way better defender than Trae Young ever could wish to be. So at this point, I think you run the offense through DeJounte, and actually, he's not as great as an offensive player as Trae Young. That's not even like a question. But through DeJounte kind of running it and him sharing the ball a little more than Trae Young does, he's not going to look to score as much as Trae Young does. I think everyone else is going to get better. And like you said, like the Clint Capella, a Congo question might get answered. Jalen Johnson is going to be fucking great in this role. I think Sadiq Bey will step up, maybe. Even Bogdan. Is he hurt or is he still playing? I can't remember.
He's fine.
Yeah, so like I think all the supplementary guys are going to step up, and honestly, you guys might even sneak up to a maybe not 8th because the Pacers are so far ahead of you, but you're definitely going to be sneaking around that 9 spot for sure. And then if you win, I can see y'all beating Orlando and Indiana, getting a 7th spot, beating the Cavs at 2 if they stay 2. I think the Bucks will eventually catch them, but I think you guys can beat the Cavaliers in a fucking playoff series. So there's a road for this to work. And if you want to go the other way, go for it. But as we currently sit here right now, I don't see anyone around the range of lottery or near lottery that are of any value to any team right now. Of course, some name is going to come up, but I don't see anybody. They suck. Nobody's good.
You bring up some interesting points, man. I'm hoping we don't get in the play-in again. I hope this is the year we break the cycle and tank it out. And
you're going to get in the play-in because the teams behind you are the Nets and the Raptors, and they both are bad. So it's going to happen.
Can we be worse?
No, you got a 4-game lead on them, and you're not good. And the team ahead of you is Chicago. Like Chicago, fuck. Atlanta, Brooklyn, Toronto. Atlanta's the better team. The Bulls are playing well right now. I'm not going to lie about that, but how long do we think that's going to fucking stay? Caruso's going to get hurt again. You know, somebody's going to get hurt like they always do in Chicago. It's fucking, and they didn't want to go with their guys. Levine doesn't give a fuck. Atlanta's going to make the play-in, man. But like I said, there's a road for you to at least get into the second round if you care about that. I don't know what you care about because I know you're not a championship team. So, like, if you make the second round, are you going to be happy or are you going to be like, oh, we should have taken it for a pick and fucking get Filipowski on the fucking Duke? Like, you don't want any of these garbage-ass guys that are in college right now or overseas or G League Ignite. It doesn't. No one's really that like standing out, so it's just not the year for the Tankathon, dog. Unfortunately.
Oh man,
it's not the year, bro.
There's no hope
unless you draft Bronny. Unless you, hey Bronny, yeah. We got you. You
might as well. Come save us, Bron. I'll change my tune so quick if he comes to Atlanta.
Hold on, let me look at the overall record because this year you're 4-3 without him, but I'll look at the overall shit.
But as you said, only one good win in there. You know, the other
that's teams. 2. You got 2.
Who?
Miami and Orlando. Orlando's a good team.
Orlando sucks.
Orlando doesn't suck. They have good wins. Come on, man. They got their record's way better than y'all's. How you gonna say they suck?
They've fallen off a cliff since the first 25 games of the season. They've been playing terrible basketball. They can't
last
score.
10. Last 10, they're 7-3. They're 19-8 at home. They're a great team at home.
They put up 90 points against the Atlanta Hawks. Y'all suck. Get out of here.
Wow. All right. Okay.
Fucking first time got one all-star on the team who shouldn't even made it. Get the fuck out of here. No one on the team can shoot.
So realistically, though, which way do you think the team's going to go? Like, if they just play basketball, what do you think is going to happen?
Unfortunately, I think
they're going to be great.
I think it'll play out just how you're saying, where we'll probably be about the same, just straight up mid, just like we always are. But at least my hope is that during this time, some of these players can raise their trade value. Like, can we showcase DeAndre Hunter for 2 months so we can get him the fuck out of here this summer and have some team be like, oh, he proved it. You know, we got proof of concept. That's all I want. is for us to be able to move some of these players who are on bad contracts who don't fit as well.
He's got a horrible contract. Yeah, why did y'all give him so much money? He didn't even play that many games. I don't get it. But
I'm not looking forward to a third summer in a row where we give away a starter for free because we overpaid him, like we did with Kevin Huerter and then John Collins, and then now this is the summer of Clint Capella or DeAndre Hunter. Well,
I'm gonna tell you,
we'll trade them for Rudy Gay's father.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if I get a son or two sons or however many kids we get in my lifetime,
don't let him be a Hawks fan.
Nah, they playing basketball or baseball because these dudes getting these contracts in basketball is fucking insane. But besides that point, why don't you want to trade Trae Young? I don't understand. He's going to give you the most for what you need. I don't think you have a bad roster
because he's
horrible at defense.
We've never put a complimentary championship style roster around him ever to see what he would look like in a functional team. The one time we had
finals
by Trae Young's fucking brilliance, dragging a ragtag group of nobodies to the Eastern Conference Final. Like,
all right,
he's the best player we've had since Dominique Wilkins. Like, I'm not going to be so willing to just ship him out because, you know, we've surrounded him by $100 million role players who should be rotation players on a playoff team. And they're
what if the haul is great, though? What kind of haul would you look for? Just humor it, bro.
It would have to be more than Rudy Gobert.
Whew. Jesus.
I'd be looking at trading DeJounte. You know, let him showcase for 2 months that he's back to being the league guard, all-star type player, and then let the Lakers give us 3 fucking picks for him this summer.
Do they even have 3 first-round picks to give up?
They will this summer. Now they didn't move any this season. Now they'll have 2 more that are eligible. Yeah, before the draft. So that's the best case scenario for me. Get the value up, sell off the parts, hit the reset button, and build around Okongwu. If he can hack it as a starter, Jalen Johnson, Trae Young. Everyone else could come or go.
So keep Trae Young. I really don't know what to do with Trae Young, if I'm being completely honest with you, because he just is so bad at defense. Like,
do not let him go to the fucking Spurs. Well, he immediately will turn him into like a finals contender. Do not let this happen. And they have our fucking picks. Like, no.
It's not working in Atlanta, though. He's got to go.
Go draft a guy who's an all-defensive type player. All right? That's what we need to cover up for his deficiencies. Don't put him in a situation that we could never create in Atlanta and be like, wow, I guess we were just unlucky. No.
Wasn't DeJounte all defensive NBA?
He was the year before he became an all-star. Not the year that he was an all-star and we traded.
But he's got one on his tool belt.
Yeah, he's got one. And that was before, I think he was an ACL or Achilles.
I'm not sure. I'll look at it.
He had some surgery. But
yeah, because he's 27 years old. Let me see. What season did he miss? All defense. What year did he get all D? He got hurt his 3rd year in the league. That was a long time ago. All defense 2017, 2018. That was the year before his injury.
Yep.
ACL.
Yep.
Crazy.
So
he can't play D anymore.
Well, also we're having him instead of guarding point guards, he's like guarding the best wing.
He's not. That's not his job.
We're like, hey, you did a great job, guarding De'Aaron Fox. Try Jason Tatum.
Trae Young or Halliburton? Let's do the game.
Trae Young.
Trae Young or what? All right, never mind. I don't want to do the game anymore. You're fucking insane. Jesus Christ. This guy's crazy, yo. No turnovers. Getting 10 assists easy.
Call me when Tyrese Halliburton is up in the Eastern Conference Finals on the eventual NBA champ before a referee comes out of nowhere like WWE and hits him in the back of the head with a folding chair. Call me when that happens.
You still don't understand the route and the injuries that it took for him to get to that role. You keep holding on to that shit. It's just, come on, man. You got to get over it. It's over. It's done.
There's a freak incident, man. What do you want to say? The referee put his foot in Jalen Rose.
The freak incident was y'all making the finals, not the Trae Young injury. I'm talking about that. I'm talking about the road to the finals.
Okay, so you could say that about the Knicks. You could say that about the Sixers. How come we were up on the Bucks then? If it was such a fluke, how come we were up on the Bucks in Game 2? We were in Milwaukee throwing alley oops off the backboard to John Collins.
That was awesome. It was cool.
Explain that, since it was such
a fluke. Dope. It was dope. But then you got rid of John Collins. Clint Capella's a wash. I don't even know who he is anymore. He's not that good anymore. He's done. I mean, you won't play Okongwu more than him for some reason. I don't really know what the minute splits are, but I know it's too close. Jalen Johnson, he's cool, but he's still young. DeJounte's got to guard almost the best player every fucking night. Makes no sense. He's 6'5" and weighs like 205 pounds. This team doesn't make sense anymore. You had a good team. You fucking threw it away.
We can agree on that. It doesn't make sense. So let's let these guys get their trade value up, and let's get them out of here and build a team that makes sense.
De'Aaron Fox or Trae Young?
Trae Young.
Yeah, see, you're insane. I don't know what to do with you. You're too much of a homer. If you said Jalen Brunson or Halliburton, I'll take Halliburton. If you say Jalen Brunson or De'Aaron Fox, I'll take De'Aaron Fox. If you say Jalen Brunson or any other top point guard that's young and is really fucking good, I'm taking him. I'm taking Brunson over Trae Young right now. Trae Young is so bad at defense, and I don't understand why you don't get this. He fucks up the whole scheme for you guys. DeJounte doesn't make sense with him. That's granted. But he doesn't even try. If Quinn can't get him to try, you think Pop's going to get him to do anything? It's going to be the same shit. Him and Wemby's going to be awesome offensively, but defensively, like, what the fuck?
He's been much better on defense this year. Much better. It's been
I've seen him play.
Super cool. Noticeable.
He's 5'11", bro.
Is he a positive defender? No. But is he one of the 3 worst defenders in the NBA anymore? No, he's not. Yep. No, he's not. He's not even one of the 3 worst defenders on the Hawks this year. Sadiq Bey, Bogdanovich, and DeAndre Hunter have all been worse than him.
You compared him to garbage players. I'm talking about all the star players. He's probably the worst star defender.
Call me. Even last year, when we played the Celtics, who went to the NBA Finals, Trae Young took 2 games from them in the playoffs where he single-handedly dismantled their defense. When has De'Aaron Fox done anything like that? When has Jalen Brunson done anything like that? When has Tyrese Halliburton? When has SGA? These guys have no playoff success for their whole career, and we're comparing them to a guy who got to the Eastern Conference Finals.
You can't harp on that one. You can't harp on that one, and then 2 games that they lost in the first round. Who cares? They lost. We knew they were going to lose. And Boston has a horrible coach. There's always another side of the story. I'm not Skip Bayless. I'm just trying to tell you. And I'm also like, I was the one. I'm objective as fuck. I love LeBron. But what did I tell you? You got to look at the other side of the story when shit is going down. It's hard to look on the other side, when your team or one guy is really good. But when LeBron and them won the fucking in-season tournament, what'd I say? I said they fucking sucked. They played horrible teams. You just got to look at the path and be like, all right. Yeah, you just got to look at it, man. I'm just trying to put it out there. I want it in your brain. Just a conversation. But,
it's in my
you're
brain.
You still got the goggles on. It's okay.
You made some valid points, but I don't think we're going to see eye to eye on this one. Nonetheless, I think we can both agree. Don't want those guys. I think we can both agree. It's going to be interesting to see which way the Atlanta Hawks go in the next 2 months.
And bringing up SGA is crazy to me. I can get the Halliburton. I get the Fox.
Get him out of the MVP ballot. It's just ridiculous. We're going to put a guy who's never won a playoff series, who's the betting favorite for MVP.
It's the regular season MVP award. It's the regular season MVP award. Russell Westbrook sucked his whole career. And he got an MVP, triple-double.
Yeah, James Harden should have won that one.
Derrick Rose, he didn't have any playoff success.
Actually, Kawhi Leonard should have won that shit. Derrick Rose went to the Eastern Conference Finals. What are you talking about?
The year before? The year before? Didn't he win his second year? He won MVP his second year in the league, right? They didn't go to the Eastern Conference Finals his rookie year.
I'm sorry.
We're nitpicking.
I'm not putting anyone who's never won a playoff game in their life as the MVP.
Son,
not doing it.
Everyone listen to this. Never give him a vote. As far as we are going to go, do not give this guy a vote for a fucking MVP. He's insane. You would be the dude that would vote for Melo. But this is why LeBron didn't win unanimous. You'd be that guy. But hey, Melo's been cooking, and he went to the Western Conference Finals versus Kobe. It was a good series. I'm not giving it to LeBron. LeBron didn't do anything.
He didn't.
Come on, man. But I can't with you, man.
Hey, I could do another 15 minutes on Melo, but we're gonna save that. The Hawks are definitely gonna be interesting. We got about a third left of the season for things to shake out. Yep. Give me your 3 most interesting teams that you're looking forward to watching as the season concludes.
Oh, first team is shit. Let me look at my list. Hold on. Oh, OKC.
All right,
Can
what's
they do?
interesting about them to you? What are
Can
you
they do the
watching for?
impossible? Can they do the impossible? They're one of the youngest teams ever to have a record this good. I think average age is 24.3 or something like that. It's really, really, really stupidly fucking young. A lot of those teams don't really have success in the playoffs, but right now we're sitting here currently, after All-Star break, they're still sitting in that second seed above the Nuggets, who are proven. And Nuggets have slowed down, but they're just chilling. They don't really need to prove anything to anybody. But if they get a 1 seed or a 2 seed, I'd be truly fucking impressed, man. Because the Nuggets are good, the Clippers are good, and also these other teams aren't bad. The Pelicans, the Suns, Mavs, Kings, these other teams are really good. And for them to have this good of a record, especially for young guys, and have a winning record away, 17-11, I'm truly impressed. And I want to see if SGA can continue to take these young kids and do what it got to do. Jalen Williams always doing his thing, and Chet, I like what Chet is doing. Chet's pretty good. You think he should win Rookie of the Year? Or is all
Uh,
Wemby? The Wemby hype is taking over?
I think Wemby
Wemby's
has
good as
had,
fuck.
bro.
He's amazing.
His last 20 games or so have been
Yeah, he's amazing.
pretty unbelievable. They
The
still
10
got him
block
on
game.
this dumbass minutes restriction where he's having 5x5x5 games playing 28 minutes.
Hey, I love it. Their team sucks though. I get it. Pop is
yeah.
smart, bro.
Any time that they go on a run, he's like, Wemby, sit the fuck down. What are you doing?
And in the offseason, swim like Tim Duncan. Go ahead.
We try to get Kyle Filipkowski in here, okay?
Oh God.
We can't let you flourish.
Glorified Zach Collins. Go ahead.
Yeah,
who's going to be your team to watch
facts.
for?
No, I love the OKC pick. I love watching them, how they play a different brand of basketball than everybody. Their guards
awesome.
screen for each other. Everybody on the floor can shoot and handle the ball and facilitate. They're just a joy to watch. I would think that they continue their success here in the regular season, but like you said, the West is going to be a bloodbath with a lot of these teams heating up.
Yeah, they'd match up with Sacramento if it was just strictly the 7 seed. But then, you don't really want to see. Honestly, I wouldn't want them to play the Mavs, the Warriors, or the Lakers first round. That'd be kind of tough.
That's the first most interesting team on my list, the Dallas Mavericks.
Go for it.
Since the trade deadline, I think they've only lost one game. They're 9-1. PJ Washington just strapped up Kevin Durant the other night. Daniel Gafford is getting 15 boards off the bench in 20 minutes. It just seems like without Grant Williams, all the pieces seem to fit together. Tim Hardaway Jr. can just be a gunner. Josh Green can be a connector and play defense. And Luka and Kyrie, they are just terrorizing people, bro.
You just said his name. I can't believe it.
You know how many points they're scoring per 100 possessions when the two of them are on the floor?
Per 100? Yeah. I'm going to say 121.
125.
Whew, golly.
Yeah. They are absolutely torching people. They got a positive differential even when one of them sits. Now they finally have a quality backup big so that they can end the Dwight Powell experiment that's gone on for 5 seasons.
Derek Lively. Great pick.
I just think this team is finally positioned with pieces that make sense. They've kind of gotten on a heater and gained an identity. It's not your turn, yet my turn to the same degree that watching the Atlanta Hawks is. Kyrie, he gets them going and gets easy buckets in transition when Luka just wants to chill and walk the ball up the floor every time. It just seems like a very complimentary type team with versatile pieces, lots of shooters. They got Kleba coming off the bench if they want to go 5 out. This is a scary fucking team, man. And I'd be interested to see if they can go on a run and get out of this play-in race and secure an actual playoff seed by the end of the season.
Yeah, man, good pick. I like Dallas. They're hard to watch sometimes, though, like the way Lukic.
Uh-oh.
The way
creative
that'd
player.
Be crazy.
That'd
be crazy.
The great white hope, Lukic.
The greatest white European to ever play the game. But just Luka, the way he plays is kind of hard to watch every now and then. It's very, very fucking slow. But that's how the playoffs is, though. So the playoffs is perfect for his game. But
I tell you, nobody scares you as much in the playoffs single-handedly.
Nah, he's a fucking monster. Because they beat the Clippers what was that, 3 years ago to go to the? No, that was like that first round matchup, like the first time Luka beat them. Or did he beat them, or was it close? I can't remember.
He destroyed them. He blew them off of the planet, out of the
but
solar
they lost.
system.
Didn't they lose the series the first time they played the Clippers? Like his first time.
The very, very first time when he was a baby.
Yeah. But he was killing Kawhi and Paul George. And that was years ago when they were still good defenders. And he was fucking destroying them. But yeah, they're gonna be tough, man. I like the PJ Washington thing. I like Grant Williams. He didn't work there because he talks too much, and he just can't like play perimeter D. And there's not a lot of guys that he can guard in the post because he's not big enough to do that. But PJ Washington works. Derek Lively works. Kyrie's awesome. Hardaway's a fucking heater. He's like a shorter Michael Porter Jr. to me, and they just work together, man. This is a good team. Luka always needed something like this. I think they're gonna be scary, man. Yeah. They are going to be scary. That's a really good pick. They're going to be good.
All
as
right.
fuck.
Who's your next interesting team that you're looking forward to watch?
All right. So next for me is going to be the Milwaukee Bucks. I got to see this Doc shit. I got to see it. It's either going to be a train wreck or they're going to be a really good team. I don't know which way it's going to go. And it really intrigues me. And Dame. Have you heard Dame?
No.
Heard Dame talking? He's just fucking lonely and bored, man. You know, because he didn't move any of his family with him, so he's just been talking about how he hates Milwaukee and not hates Milwaukee, but like he just kind of goes home, plays video game, doesn't really hang out with the team. It's kind of weird, you know. Like me and you have noticed he hasn't been great all season, and you know you could have maybe say it was age and all that type of shit, but looks like it's some other stuff, man. Because I think he also is going through the divorce and all that other shit too, but
yeah, his wife left him right before that trade.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man, you going through some shit. Why don't you grab a pen and a pad and put out a mixtape?
It'll probably be fire. But yeah, I don't know. And two, like Doc and these rotations are just always really fucking strange. So I'm just interested to see what he's gonna do with this team, bro. I don't really know what they're doing. And Chris Middleton really hasn't gotten back to form. And I guess this is just who he is.
That's the guy, man. That's who I feel like this season hinges upon as much as it does with Doc.
Yeah.
Chris Middleton. When we talked about this trade, like one of the biggest selling points was Chris Middleton can now go to his natural selection slot where he was destined to be a third banana on a championship team and not being overtaxed to be the number 2 guy.
Or the number 1 closer. Yeah.
Right. We thought that this might help. This trade might be as good for him as anybody on the roster. So far, that has not been the case. And he has been really disappointing this season. I think for them to get to where they need to go, he's the X factor. He has got to show up.
Yeah, I think he's. And if I got to be completely honest, I think he might be cooked. Because if we take a look at a normal projection of a 32-year-old NBA basketball player, you know, and not pay attention to LeBron and Steph and KD, you know, these dudes that are fucking killing it in their 30s. He's 32. I think he might be done. Like, dudes usually kind of start to slow down after this point in their career. So all the injuries
he
might
never
have
was like
up.
a high flyer. You know, he had the type
no,
of game
I know that, but like
translate, you know, as he got older. You thought it wouldn't really fall off too much.
He had some athleticism though, and I think it's almost completely gone. Like I know his game is ground rooted, but at this point he might not be able to be quick enough to get to his spots, to get to certain spots on the floor where he needs to get his jumper off. Like I think he's cooked. He's scoring 14 points a game.
Jesus
and he's
Christ.
playing 26 minutes a game.
They should have kept Grayson Allen and sent his ass out.
Grayson's a shooter. He's a fucking shooter. I like Grayson more than Chris at these. It's just a floor spacer.
But that's a good pick. I like the Bucks seeing Doc Rivers' impact. They've gotten their transition defense together. Their overall defense is like with Doc on the team is back in the top 10 where it should be. You know, the offense has not been so great, but I feel like they have the easy fix for that, which is just run fucking pick and rolls with Dame and Giannis. Like
Giannis doesn't know how to roll though, bro.
All right, then Dame, you be the roller.
Can I say something about Giannis?
Yeah.
He has not improved since they won the championship.
No, he hasn't. I do.
He's
agree
like
with
playing
you
the same. He plays exactly the same. Like of course, there's some things he's added, a little bit of more of a post turnaround game and shit like that. But like 3-point percentage is fucking horrible. Free throws are around the same. I mean, maybe a little better in certain seasons more than the other, but he's the same dude, bro. You haven't added shit. And I'm not saying you have to add a 3-point shot. I'm not saying you have to do that because you are very dominant, but like at least kind of change it up as where like they can't just build a wall and it still stops them.
Yeah. Well, that was supposed to be Dame as the solution to that. You know, they're like Giannis doesn't have to solve the wall problem himself. Can't build a wall and just let Damian Lillard, the 3-point back-to-back champion, shoot a bunch of threes. You're gonna have to get out on him. But Dame, he hasn't been hot this regular season. He's missed a lot of threes. I think he's shooting like 33%, something like that from three.
He's sad as fuck right now. Yeah. Now that we know what goes on in dudes' lives, it's like I don't really know what to say about it. Like he's gonna have to get through that shit on his own.
Hey,
or whatever the fuck.
I tried to get Dame on the ball. You know, I told him, you know, get the shots up, but it just kept going to Bobby Portis. I don't know what happened.
No, the biggest thing for me and them is honestly like the coaches are gonna have to really teach Giannis how to roll like consistently and not like a crazy person. Like you guys got to be controlled. Just put him in. I don't know. Put him in better spots. Get him to do a little bit better like isolation moves and shit like that. And then Dame will. I think Dame will turn it around when it's time to turn it around. Like of course we all know he's going through his shit, so I'm not gonna bag on him too much. He's still playing okay. Like he's still like a top 10 point guard. Yeah. So just play, man.
All right.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
Bucks, your number 2 team. My number 2 team, Terry, you mentioned earlier that the Atlanta Hawks could possibly upset them in the first round of the playoffs. That is the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Ooh. See that game winner last night?
Yeah, fucking 50-footer for Max Strus, who hit 5 threes in the last 5 minutes of the game, including a game-winning half-court shot.
Nah, it was crazy.
You know, it just seems to them like simplifying things and doing regular things that make sense has had a great impact on their team. Like not playing together 2 7-footers who can't shoot, or not playing together 2 point guards who are 6'1". And you know, with the absence of Mobley and Garland, they've had tremendous success having, you know, that Jared Allen, Mitchell pick and roll surrounded by shooters who can actually play some defense as well. And that formula has really, really worked and transformed their team. But now, Evan Mobley is back. Darius Garland is returning. How are we going to integrate these guys into the rotation while keeping the same identity? Are we going to do the things that have got us to this point and maybe stagger those minutes? Or are we going to try to lean into having them share the court together like we did last season when they were a 50-win team? I'm just really excited to see how Bickerstaff attempts to put these pieces together. And if he leans into what's given them success this year, or he reverts back to last year and says, we're going to need to develop these guys on the court together to be good in the playoffs. I don't know which way he's going to go, but I know it's going to be interesting.
I know it's going to be wrong.
Yeah.
We can both kind of look at that and say that. It's probably going to be wrong. It's a tough situation, bro. It really is. Like, at first when we saw it, we were like, oh, yeah, no, this is going to be easy. And they blew past the regular season last year, and they're kind of doing the same thing this year. But when you look at the roster, and sometimes it ends up being like this, where it's like, when we can stagger it all game if you want, and it'd be fucking awesome. But at the end of it, you got to make that decision. It's like, these dudes are really good, and they probably should be on the court because all 4 of them are the best players on my team. Or one of you's got to sit, or 2 of you's got to sit at the same fucking time. And
but
we just got to rock it like this.
Same skill sets.
Yeah, so it's like you got to make that tough decision, man.
Shout out to Dean Wade.
Yeah, right.
Who's been a monster this year. I've always
stepping up to shooting.
Always been a Dean Wade guy. I said that he was the answer at the 3 last year if they would ever play him. Finally, they've seen the light. And I like that the other white guy they have that shoots the fucking laces off the ball. I can't remember his name right now.
You talking about Niang?
No.
Who?
Sam
Strus?
Merrill. Sam Merrill.
Oh.
This
he's
dude's
good.
he's shooting like 50% on fucking 9 threes a game. He plays like 15 minutes and shoots 9 threes a game. It's unbelievable.
Utah
But
State, baby.
I've liked him too.
Yeah, he can shoot. Cleveland is very interesting, bro. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. Honestly, it sucks. It's real life shit though. Like Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell can't play at the same time because they're not really good defenders, and they both do the same shit. And then Mobley, he can't shoot for shit, and you can't play with Jared Allen because that fucks up their spacing completely. So JB, good luck.
And you don't have confidence in either one of them as rebounders in the playoffs.
Yeah, Jared Allen, bro, he got bitched by Mitchell Robinson, who isn't a fucking, he's not Shaq. So it's like, I don't.
Well, he damn sure looks like it.
Just for that one series. That was awesome, bro.
Yeah.
That
So
was
that's
awesome.
the second team I'm going to be watching, the Cleveland Cavs. Can they figure it out?
Yeah.
Who's your last team?
Oh, man. So I don't want to go Lakers. I feel like that's predictable. I'm going to watch them regardless if I put them on this list or not. I don't want to go Warriors. That's too easy.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll probably go. I got my honorable mention is Detroit, but I'll tell you after. I'm actually going to go Phoenix.
All right, so we're in alignment. That was my third team. Let's talk about the Phoenix Suns. Yep.
Let's just have a conversation, bro. So, what was it? Beal, Booker, and Durant have only played 22 games together, and they're 14-8, right?
Yep.
It doesn't look how I thought it was going to look. And I think they're a good team. Like, they've beaten good teams, and they've also gotten blown out by good teams. They've lost to bad teams. They've also, they've beaten the brakes off of bad teams. But honestly, I think it boils down to the defensive scheme, bro. I don't know if these dudes really want to make the sacrifices it takes to win the fucking championship. Like, of course, Booker is going to play hard, but he's not a good defender. Beal, he's not really a good defender. KD can do some good defending at times, but he's not at this point in his career. Was he 35? He's not going to be fucking sitting in a chair or locking down Jokic in the post like that. I saw them play Denver, and they tried to put him on Jokic. I was like, this is fucking stupid. I don't know what you're doing. Nurkic is the most we've seen him play in fucking 4 years, and whoever their fifth person in the rotation
looks unconvincing, even though he's out there a lot. He's not moving me, even though he's out there.
Nah. And that's the funny thing. It's like they played Denver pretty well last year, but it took Durant and Booker playing out of their fucking bodies for them to win 2 games. And they pick up Nurkic thinking he's going to do some shit versus them, and he gets cooked every time. So I don't really know. They got the offensive firepower. It's just getting stops. And everybody, and I know KD was like, offense wins championships, champ. And you're just like, But then you look at it, you're like, I mean, he's right, but you do have to make a stop on the other end. Like, you need 2. If you get 2 stops in a row, you can win a championship. And they can't fucking do it. They're getting scored on all fucking season. Like, it's at an astronomical rate. It's fucking insane. So I don't really know what to do with them. I'm watching out because they can go either way. They can win a championship or they can flame out in the first round.
Who could have predicted that they would have trouble stopping teams when Grayson Allen is their best perimeter defender and protecting the rim are Drew Eubanks and Yusuf Nurkic?
Yeah.
Who could have seen this coming?
You didn't believe in them a single second.
No. I tell you what's even more discouraging for me than the defense, which I did see coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fourth quarter offense. Terry, you know they have the worst fourth quarter offense in the NBA? In clutch time...
I did not know that.
In clutch time, they're scoring 4.5 points less than the second worst team in the NBA, which is astronomical.
Wow.
Kevin Durant in these situations is shooting under 40% from the field. And that's what their clutch offense is. Get the ball to Kevin Durant and let him take a super contested long 2 off the dribble. And we'll just run it back over and over and over again. And there's no structure to the offense. There's no movement that's making like the defense look over here at least. Oh, Devin Booker's going through a double screen on the other side of the floor while Kevin Durant's. No, everyone just sits around and watches. And they can just dial in and have 5 sets of eyeballs looking at Kevin Durant. And, come at the last minute with 2 people to contest the shot.
It is a lot of like find the mismatch type of offense. It's a little predictable.
Yeah. And it's just like for a team that has, 3 offensive superstars in Bradley Beal, Book, and Kevin Durant, I did not see them being this horrible in end of game situations in the fourth quarter. And if anything,
34
Terry,
and
I
24.
think they just need to give up on playing defense and just go small. I think that's ultimately where the identity of this team is going to be. Let's surround these guys with shooters. Let's get Royce O'Neal on the floor. Let's move Kevin Durant to the 5. Let's get Grayson Allen out there. Let's see what Eric Gordon looks like alongside. Let's just get guys who are absolute fucking flamethrowers around Kevin Durant. And we'll go with the words of the wise man who said offense wins championships, because that is their only path.
But at this point, though, as it's currently constructed, you know who you got to go through.
Yep. And that's why
go through that guy.
Not high on them in the playoffs, bro.
Yeah. So, like, I think legitimately, though, they can beat every other team. Like, offense for offense, I think they can beat every other team. Yeah. It's just the one team that they can't beat. And they got to figure it out.
But
the Nuggets are fucking
if
good,
by
man.
some crazy, like, something happens, you know what I mean? The Nuggets end up playing the Thunder or something like that in the second round, and the Suns get to play the Clippers. The Suns could beat the Clippers and then play the Thunder and go all the way. It's just
the Suns could beat everybody else.
If they get Denver, they're fucked.
Yeah, they could beat everyone else, but I don't think they can beat Denver. And then let me see if I can find some of these Denver matchups and see what the scores were, because they pretty much got fucking dusted by Denver every single time, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that's the team, bro. Those are the teams. And then the over-under for the Suns was 51.5. I'm pretty sure you said under.
I sure did.
My dumb ass said over. They're currently at 34 with 28 games to go. So it's not impossible, but it's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough one, man. Phoenix Suns versus Nuggets. Anything else?
Not NBA-wise, my friend. I think those are the 3 good picks. Well, rather, we gave you guys 5 between the 2 of us to check out the rest of the season. Do have a bit of soccer news, though, Terry, that I wanted to talk about. The Galacticos are forming again. They said Galacticos assemble and then blew into a gigantic conch shell, and then a bunch of fucking birds started flapping and took off from a lake. And they're assembling an all-star squad of some of the fastest players on the planet. Per multiple reports this summer, Real Madrid are signing Kylian Mbappe and Alphonso Davies for free.
How?
Because they're dirty, cheating sons of bitches. Tampering, Terry.
How does PSG not get the biggest haul ever for Mbappe? That doesn't make any sense.
I'll tell you why. Real Madrid, you dirty dogs, they found another loophole. They contacted Mbappe 2 years ago, followed up last year. Same thing with Davies. And they said, hey, why are we going to pay a transfer fee that goes to the club to get your services? Why don't you guys just run your contract out, become free agents, and we'll pay you guys a third of what we would have paid in a transfer fee. We'll just give it to you as a signing bonus. Wouldn't you like that? That you get $40 million instead of PSG getting $120 million? Doesn't that sound good to you? And Mbappe goes, well, this upcoming season, I do have a loyalty clause in my contract for PSG, where if I finish out the year, I get another $100 million. And you're telling me on top of that, you're going to give me another $50 million just to come there for free? And you're going to make me the highest paid player on the team? Where can I sign on the dotted line? And then they turn around not a month later and do the same thing to Alphonso Davies, the fastest player in Germany, one of the best players on Bayern Munich. We'll be leaving them for free. We'll be getting a hefty signing bonus. And PSG and Bayern Munich are going to be sitting there holding the bag.
It's insane, man. I still don't believe it. I won't believe it until I see him play for a preseason team or a preseason game with Real Madrid. This is man. This is ugly, brother. This is disgusting. I feel bad for PSG, to be honest, because they had to deal with his headache for the past 4 seasons,
Yeah.
and he's only 25. He's been a fucking headache, a real headache, the last 2 years. Just very fucking annoying with all this Real Madrid. Should I stay or should I go? Shit, but at the other way, I love to see it. I'm not gonna lie, another fucking super team, baby. Let's do it. I know you're a Barca fan, so this sucks for you, but this is gonna be awesome for the Champions League because as a City fan, everybody see that in my background. I love it. Come get some. Come get some. All right. Somebody's got to keep up with us in the spending, and we keep avoiding taxes, and we keep avoiding the IRS, and we keep avoiding FIFA and UEFA. Somebody's got to catch us. They're like, you know what? If we can't charge them,
yeah, only Real Madrid could give you guys the moral high ground and turn Manchester City, who has fucking I don't know how many allegations,
evaded so many fucking charges.
Right, spent over $1 billion on their squad. Only Real Madrid could turn you guys into the good guys. Yep. Unbelievable.
We're back, baby. Man, it's a little nuts. I mean, at the end of the day, though, they're a great team, but honestly, great players come around all the fucking time each year. So they still have to win the games. Dudes still have to be healthy for the games when they come up because there's going to be so many fixtures played in a year that they have a lot of injuries happen on their defensive side, on their midfielders. It's not just going to be easy. You can't just make a team and then win. Ask PSG. They only made it to the final of the Champions League one time.
Yeah,
but all the super teams that they had. So
Real Madrid ain't PSG, dog. You know it's different over there.
Look, I still got to see them win. You can't just do it. They do be cheating.
They're playing FIFA. They're playing fucking FIFA.
They do what you did. You've been cheating on FIFA since 2001. Since the beginning of FIFA, you started cheating on that shit. And I was like, yo, this dude's crazy. You got Mbappe, Ibrahimovic, fucking Ronaldinho. You have everybody on the goddamn team.
It's ridiculous.
It's fine. I don't have a problem with it. They still have to win the games.
How are defenses in Spain going to guard against Vinicius and Mbappe with Jude Bellingham behind them? You got Valverde coming through the middle, Modric, Kroos, Alphonso Davies making bombing runs up the other side, Camavinga. Come on, man.
That'd be awesome.
How long is it going to be before Barcelona wins the league again?
Hey, we already talked about this before they even signed any of these dudes. You guys are going to win not because Madrid's going to be awesome. It's just on y'all's own that Barca's not going to win. I'm not really worried about that. That's got nothing to do with Madrid. You guys just suck. Barcelona's bad. Y'all did bad business for the past 5 years, so that's on you. Madrid, I look forward to seeing them play in the Champions League. This will be awesome. They have the most trophies in Champions League history, and looks like they might be adding shit to it. But, there's still flaws. They still need good defenders.
Yeah.
I don't like their right back. I'm not in love with him.
What do you think about this whole tampering type of thing, though? In the NBA, we've seen the Sixers lose a pick for tampering for Danwell House. Magic Johnson went on Jimmy Kimmel and got fined, and the Lakers lost a second-round draft pick for talking about going to get Paul George or somebody like that. Do you think that there should be, tampering rules in soccer? Do you think it should just be the wild, wild west out here?
Nah, it should be the wild, wild west because the NBA is different because there's 408 jobs or some shit, throughout the entirety of the league, and pretty much all the best talent is there. You can almost legitimately say the 400 best players in the world play in the NBA. You can't really say that for soccer. There's so many leagues like La Liga, Premier League, not Premier League. Yeah, Premier League, Serie A, France, Germany. So many players. I mean, if you can get Bayern Munich, they got a fucking crazy ass team. City's got a crazy team. Chelsea signed a bunch of dudes.
You know what? I don't feel bad for Bayern Munich because they do this to every team in Germany. Every good player who plays in the Bundesliga, they convince them to run out to the contract till it's over. Then they sign for Bayern for free. So forgive me if I'm not shedding any tears for Bayern Munich, who fucking invented this shit.
That's what I'm saying. And then also, and those teams in those leagues have history. So that's why Saudi fucked up stuff for maybe like a summer, but the people in Saudi Arabia don't give a fuck about soccer, so the product isn't going to stay there, and a lot of dudes are kind of leaving. So shout out to that. But I really don't have a problem with dudes tampering. Like,
I
do
just
better.
feel like
Keep your fucking guys.
It puts the teams in unwinnable positions. Like PSG, now they're in a spot where it's like last year, if they had seen this coming, that he had this pre-contract agreement with Real Madrid, they're not going to let him become a free agent. They're going to sell him when he has a year left on his deal. And
that's their fault.
And then Mbappe would come out and go, I really wanted to play my whole career at PSG, but I guess they just didn't want me.
Son,
so they're screwed if they do. They're screwed if they don't. And
no. That's their fault. They should have known. He's too good.
The player empowerment era is here, dog.
Yeah, we do that, though. It's the French league, bro. You knew he wasn't just going to stay at PSG his whole fucking career. He's 25. He's one of the best players in the world, if not the best. He probably is the best player in the world, if we're completely honest, I guess. I mean, you can say other names, it's whatever. But sell him. Get a fucking haul. Get $1 billion for him. Take the fucking deals, man. That is your fault. You need to do better business.
Nothing. Now they won't get better business. Single red cent that they can rub together.
But I've always said that. Do better business.
Yeah.
We be cheating. Cheat. Madrid cheated.
Somehow Real Madrid is allowed to sign Mbappe and Alphonso Davies, while Barcelona has to slash their wage bill again by 40%. Legally. So I'm sure it'll be a competitive La Liga coming up. That's for sure.
Brother, it never is. There's always 2 to 3 teams. It's always a 2-3 team race, but somehow these fans, I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how you root for your squad when they suck and there's no promise of being good, but somehow y'all come to all the games every fucking time.
Somehow I managed to do it in every sport.
It makes you do. And
I'm a triple crown loser.
But the funny thing about it is I respect the soccer fans. I really do respect the soccer fans for just continuing to go. But look at the Pistons. Seats empty as a motherfucker.
I refuse.
I'm just saying, like, in America, if you suck, we don't go to the games, but there's promise of you getting better. Over there, if you suck, there's no promise that you'll ever make the top league again. And they still go to every single game, and it's packed out. It's insane to me. It's a crazy product, but it's there. Guys, get money, cheat, do better business. Call Elon Musk. Tell him we need help. You got to do something.
They got some passionate fans, man. And
yeah, they do.
La Liga is lucky for that. We are lucky to have you all as our passionate fans. Thank you for checking out this episode of the Habitual Line Steppers podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed the time off. Terry, I finally this week finished my C coaching license, so I will have
Congrats.
Yes, thank you, man. I will have more time going forward. I think we should be able to get back onto our regular schedule. I know we said that a couple times, but I now have like 15 more hours a week that I have free. So we will be back. We will have more. And until then, North Carolina, continue to stand up.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to our podcast this evening. Thank you. You're far too kind.